You're listening to the Golf Podcast USA Network, America's only golf podcast network covering golf stories and local golf culture across all 50 states. I'm your host, Brett Smith, and today we're continuing our coaching series with Coach Claude Brousseau. He's the Director of Player Development at the Wailea Golf Academy in Maui, and he's Golf Digest's #1 teacher in Hawaii for almost the past decade. If you want to learn more about Claude's coaching, I'll link his sites in the description. Now, this episode is for anyone who felt pressure on the course. First tee jitters, protecting a score late, a short putt to save par, or a match play moment where your opponent just stuck it close. Pressure shows up as shaky hands, quick tempo, and outcome thinking. Coach Claude, what is one simple cue or self-talk you give a golfer when they feel shaky?
Good. That's a great question. Now, first, if you feel, your heart rate going up, if you feel that your hands are shaking, but that's a good sign. First thing I will say, don't think that you're weak mentally because you feel that. It's normal. That means you're engaged and there is something at stake and you're involved in it. So first, that will be my first advice to them. The next one will be, okay, so you need to also be able to recognize what is your personal tendency when you feel pressure. Is it you have doubt that you can do a good shot? Let's say that's what it is, but you need to reframe the situation that it's a golf shot. Let's say you're on a tee box. To take some pressure off, I would say in your mind, just move the ball from point A to point B. As long as the ball is in play, it's okay. Don't pressure more yourself that I need to put it in the fairway. You can still make par or even birdie if your drive is in the rough, but the ball has to be in play. So that will be one of the quick things that will say, when you feel pressure, you need to simplify as much as possible what is the challenge at hand and what is the task at hand.
Let's say we got the jitters and we're at the first tee and people are watching. What advice would you give?
That's so great advice. I get that question quite often. So here's what I tell the golfer first, okay? If your brain and your attention is on the fact that people are watching you, you're not at the task at hand. If you distracted, you will be distracted if you think, oh, people are watching you swinging. How? That means you're not at the task at hand, that is just swinging the club efficiently. Now, you need to train for that. Quite interestingly, I don't remember where I got that, but a young player came on the tour and asked Tiger, how come you can block all those people and how do you do it? But he says, okay, I will give you an example. I'm paraphrasing, okay, with that. He says, okay, imagine you're in your house, you sit on the couch, and the TV's on, the kids are playing, your partner in life is cooking, but you're reading a book. If you're so much at reading the book, present at what you're doing, you don't even hear the kids playing, you don't hear the TV, you don't hear the kitchen noise, because you are in the moment. So that's just, people say, how can I train? But it's skill. Golf is a skill, so you need to train for that. If your attention cannot be on the watching me. What is your job? Okay, swing the club, make solid contact.
Let's say we're on the last 3 holes and we're trying to protect our score. What advice do you have for us?
Oh, that's a great question. First, you never play to protect your score. Okay. That's how I look at it. First, then what you can do, because as an example again, I like to use analogy. Okay, you're a basketball player, you're at the free throw line, it's the last 10 seconds, whatever second it is, you're not shooting for not missing the hoop, do you? No. Oh, but golfer play that way. So you need to be smart, meaning, okay, if your start shot, let's say it's a little fade, but you will not play a draw, whatever. You go to your DNA start shot. You're not playing to protect. You still be smart decision. Then let's say it's a par 5 as an example. You may not go for the green in 2. You will say, okay, you will lay up. Let's say you really like your 100-yard shot into it. Okay, maybe you will decide to take a 3-wood off the tee, whatever the next club that I want a perfect 100 shot for the green with whatever club you're selecting. So it's not, I don't call that playing to protect your lead, but you don't take risk unless you really have to. Another example for, let's say, what I call recreational or weekend wire is, okay, if you close to the green, you won't pull out, let's say you're 15 feet from the green, and then there's no rough, you won't take your 58 and try a flop shot. Okay, take your putter and roll the thing close to the green, to the hole, sorry. So you will just manage the risk you will take. So that's how I will say how you play. One more thing on that, you will probably, let's say you've been in the lead before, so you can remember what you did back then. You could have talked with your coach or your caddy or yourself, if I'm in the lead, what would be my strategy on the last round, the last 3 holes, because you have played that course, let's say.
You're in a match and your opponent just hit it close. What do?
I want to hit it closer. That's what I will think as a player. I will just say, okay, where a match play is close, what you have to hit it closer. You don't necessarily use that as putting more pressure, but for sure you'll be more committed. Let's say he's 5 feet in your brain as a golfer, you say, okay, I'm putting that thing 3 feet, or I'm putting it in the hole. Okay. Because you don't control what you're in a match play, what the other player does. You control yourself. So right. Yeah, that would be the mindset. First reflex, I'm getting inside of this player.
So how do you stop outcome thinking, like, I need par here?
Okay, no, that's a very good question. But let's say you need par, you cannot deny you need par.
Right.
Now, it will be more, okay, you're on a tee box and you need par, correct? So let's say I will put the first shot will be more taking no risk. Let's say it's a par 4 as an example. I will just make sure that the ball is in play. Then most of the time players will not take enough club for the shot. So I may take the distance for the back of the green if the trouble is on the first third of the green, meaning, let's say my second shot to the green, I will take, if I think I need a 8 iron, I will probably take a 7 and swing more in rhythm, okay? And on the green, I will make sure that the first spot will pass the hole, reach the hole. So at least you give you a chance for birdie, and then you got your tap in par.
What should players feel when it's working? Slower tempo, clearer picture, quieter mind?
Okay, that's a great question. My answer to that, it depends on the players. It depends on the players. So golfers have to recognize what they do mentally, physically, when they play well. So I often ask the golfers that. What would you like to know first? What you do wrong or what you do well? Quite often the answer is what I do wrong. But I say, that would be more efficient for you to know what you do well, because you don't change that when games are not going well. So to answer your question again, some players are more visual, so they may see the trajectory of the ball in the air. Some cannot do that. So as a coach or as a player, it won't help them to try to do that. Some are more like, okay, they feel in their hands the shot. So that's what they need to go back to. If you're a visual, you can picture like a window, let's say, where you want the ball to start the trajectory. I had two players who said, oh, I play good when I look at the sky for my trajectory, let's say. So there is no right or wrong on that. It's more identifying each individual player, what is their recipe to play well, and stick on it.
If pressure's a volume knob, what turns the volume down fastest?
Reframing the situation. That's what will do it. Meaning, it's just a golf shot. It's not the end of the world. I did it before. Interestingly, I know, again, Zach Johnson had in his caddy, in his yardage book, picture of his family. Okay, I mean, I'm playing golf. Of course it's important. I'm not saying denying it. But what will turn it down is reframing, okay, I missed the green. Okay, yeah, but you got a short game, for God's sake. So it's not the end of the world. So I would say reframing the situation helps a lot.
Well, thank you, Claude. I think everybody got a lot out of that. Where can people find your coaching?
All right. So the best way to do is go on WaileaGolf.com. It's spelled WAILEA golf.com. And then they can also call us at the Academy. It's 808-856-9458. And then you can always Google Claude Brousseau, and then you will find me, I'm sure.
Coach Claude, thank you for your time again today. I really appreciate it.
Aloha. Keep having fun with this great game.
All right, everyone. That's Coach Claude Brousseau from the Wailea Golf Academy in Maui. Links to Coach Claude are in the description. And if you're booking a Maui golf trip, you can support the show at golfpodcast.org/Expedia. Quick reminder, Golf Podcast USA is America's only local golf podcast network. Follow this YouTube channel, and on Spotify, search Your State plus Golf and find your local state show. Share it with one golf buddy. I'm Brett Smith. Thanks for listening, and always remember to tip your cart staff.